See, look. Look. She's just hanging out in the cat bed. Look at this. I just opened it. She's not even jumping out. Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto. The Lucky Ferals. It is 6:30 a.m. Good morning, Boo. I'm checking on Boo. I haven't seen him since last night. You doing good, Boo? He was laying up here on the day sofa when I walked in, but I did check the security camera footage when I woke up, and I don't think he slept much at all last night because he was moving around a lot, like walking around the room. So he ate most of what was left of his dinner yesterday. I'll give you breakfast. Boo's the only cat getting like real food for breakfast. I defrosted his smooth raw food for him. The other cats are all going to get crunchies for breakfast again. I have to be out of here in 1 hour and 15 minutes. At least today I don't have as far to drive, and I also don't have to bring a cat with me. So that's good. Hey, Boo. But I don't know how long it's going to take before I get back. Like, I have to see how long this meeting is going to be. Hey, Boo, hey, Boo, hey, Boo. So I'm glad Boo's doing good. He has his music on. It's just really, really low. And I laid down in this room for an hour last night from like 10 to 11. But then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go to bed. And then I slept really good. I slept really good. How you doing, Boo? How you doing? How you doing? How you feeling? Okay. Good? Doing good? You feeling good? You still under a little bit of the anesthesia effects? Okay. He wants to eat. That's why he's near the food. I'll give you your food in a little bit, okay? Let me get dressed, okay? All right, you relax, Boo. You relax. Here's Splash. She's hanging out under the palm tree. I just gave Boo his breakfast. He's having some homemade raw food. This is smooth chicken. And this is Boo's Certificate of Bravery. This certificate is awarded to Boo in recognition of great courage shown during your dental procedure. Isn't that nice? This is what Boo got yesterday at the vet's office. So because Boo no longer has any loose teeth, once his mouth heals, he should be able to eat a lot better. Hopefully. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Eva. Good morning, Ziggy. Good morning, Goldie. Good morning, Sammy. So these guys are going to stay downstairs until I get back. Right, Sammy? So the Lucky 7 is actually having a little bit of canned food. I opened up a can of Reveal tuna that I had. So they're all splitting that, and then I had a can of Friskies salmon pate, so they're all splitting that. I don't know why Richard's not eating, but he should come back and eat. Here's the round cat carrier, and so far, nobody has used it on their own. I put a comfy cat bed inside. I even sprayed it with the Pet Remedy spray, which usually attracts the cats, but they're kind of afraid to go into it. I've picked some of them up, put them in there. The minute they go in there, they jump out. So they're very suspicious of it. But what I was thinking would make this like a perfect cat carrier is if the top part was not attached to the bottom part, but clamped on. Like there were very secure clamps all the way around and not these very delicate screws. Because what would be wonderful is, like, let's imagine that the blue part comes off. So this one's not assembled yet. The bottom part is inside the top part. So imagine the top part's not here. You just have the bottom part, right? So you have a cat bed. And let's say we put a cat bed in there. The cats would go in there because they're not going to be afraid of it. It's just going to be a cat bed. Now, if this top part had the door on, and the top part with the door on was like separate from the bottom part, then it would be so easy when a cat's laying in the bed to just take this whole top part, place it right over the cat, and then clamp all the clamps around it, if you understand what I'm saying. So right now it's all like different screws. So it would be very, very difficult to do that because you would have a cat inside and you would have to then very delicately go around and put all the screws in. But if there was some sort of really sturdy clamp, so all you have to do is put the top on and then like clamp it around, maybe like 6 different clamps around, that's really gonna attach it to the bottom, then all you need to do is pick up the top. In my mind, that would be like a perfect cat carrier. So you'd have the option to keep the top part clamped to the bottom and take the top off like this, like how it is now, so the cats could use it like this. Or if cats are afraid of using it like this, then you could put the top on, the top door on, so it's secure. And then you could unclamp this entire top piece from the bottom piece. Then the cats could use it like an open cat bed. And then if a cat's in there like an open cat bed, you just take the whole top, put it right over them, and then clamp it around the sides, and you're good to go. Like, that would be amazing. That would be such a great cat carrier. It is 4:30 p.m. and I just came in the room to check on Boo. Here he is. He just came out. Every time I come in the room, he comes out from wherever he is. So what happened was several hours ago, I gave him a churu. He ate about half of it, and then he went under the day sofa. So to me, that means his mouth is bothering him. And, you know, I'm sure he's in pain. He had a deep cleaning yesterday, and they extracted 4 teeth. When I had my wisdom tooth extracted, and when Boo had his previous fang extracted, like, there wasn't a whole lot of pain. I had my wisdom tooth removed with local anesthesia, so they just gave me like Novocaine, and they just yanked out the tooth. The worst part of the whole procedure was actually feeling them just yank a tooth out of my head, the pressure of that. But afterward, I never had to take a painkiller. I was not in any pain. And when Boo was dealing with his previous fang loss, he was never really in pain. But the one time that I had a deep cleaning at the dentist, like I was going to a different dentist and she wanted to like deep clean like half of my mouth, that was probably like the worst dental pain I've ever dealt with. Like the night after that cleaning, it was so bad. I had to go to CVS and buy Tylenol, and I never take any kind of over-the-counter pain medicine ever. And the fact that I had to go buy Tylenol for that, I mean, I was just in so much pain. So I can imagine Boo's not too comfortable. He did take the gabapentin last night. He gets it at 7 p.m., but I'm only supposed to give it to him once a day. So he'll get the next dose in a few hours. It's 4:30. So he'll get it in about 2.5 hours. So he just needs to hang in there. This is what was left of the churu. And he seems to be in good spirits. You know, he seems to be in good spirits. He ate all his breakfast. He had no problem eating his breakfast. So he's doing very good. You're a very good patient, Boo. You're a very good patient. I came in here to lay down for 15 minutes. That's all I have right now. I'm exhausted from being up early, from being out of the house early. I feel like all I'm doing is going back and forth today between like here and the office and dealing with stuff, and I just want to lay down for 15 minutes. Then I have to finish up some work before 5 p.m. So that's the deal. I cannot wait until this week is done. It is 10:15 a.m. and here's Boo. Hello, Boo. So Boo had breakfast today. He had homemade raw food. It was smooth chicken. He ate all of it. So then I gave him some of the Merrick rabbit pate with a little bit of warm water mixed in. And he ate most of that also. There's just some there. There's a lot of like gravy when I mix the water in. So Boo's getting really good hydration. So I scooped the litter box yesterday. I mean, I scoop it every night. But when I scooped it yesterday, I noticed that Boo has not pooped yet. But he took a giant poop in the carrier on the way to the vet the day before yesterday. And they say sometimes it could take like 72 hours after anesthesia for a cat to poop. So we're on poop watch with Boo. How you doing, Boo? And He's been really active. Like, he has not been sleeping. I don't know what's going on with that. So last night I came in here, it was probably almost midnight, and I laid down on the day sofa. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try to sleep here. And I fell asleep, and then I woke up around 2 a.m. and Boo was walking around, and then I fell asleep again, and I woke up at 4 a.m. and Boo was still walking around. He, he'll lay down for a few minutes, and then he'll like get up and go to the windows, and then he'll get up and then walk on the day sofa, and then he'll jump down to the floor. Like, he just hasn't been sleeping a lot. So I don't know if that's from the gabapentin. Like, I don't know. But even during the day, he's not as sleepy as he has been. So we'll see what happens. There has been no blood at all with his mouth, no blood. So I hope it's healing okay. He's still on soft food. How you doing, Boo? He's enjoying being in his room. And last night, I was playing the second Music for Cats album. So I've been using Music for Cats Volume 1 for Boo, and it's been like miracle music for getting him in the carrier and keeping him relaxed. And then there's also a Volume 2, so I was playing it on the TV in the living room for the first time. And I don't know, I really don't know what effect it had on the cats because I was doing other things at the time, but I know for myself it's very relaxing. And then when I went to bed, I shut it off, so maybe we'll try Volume 2. I also ordered the CDs from David Ties. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name, but from his website. So hopefully we'll get the CDs in soon. I mean, I have the music on streaming, but I do notice a difference when I listen to music on a CD at like best quality versus over streaming. There is usually a difference. So that's why I figured let me get the CDs. And then also, it's a nice way to support the artist. So that's what I did. Right, Boo? You gonna relax today, Boo? Your mouth bothering you? Here's Boo. He's finally laying down and relaxing. And based on my observations of him, I wanted to look up side effects of gabapentin and how long it lasts in a cat system. And I found that it usually lasts 8 to 12 hours. And that does make sense because, Boo's been getting it around 7 p.m. That means in the morning, like around this time, like right now it's around 10 a.m., most of it is worn off of him already because it says it usually lasts 8 to 12 hours, and it's been more than 12 hours. So that's something that I do notice with him. I feel like if he has any mouth pain, it's usually greater in like the morning and during the day versus at night when he's had the medicines. That's why I was figuring, this is definitely not like 24-hour medicine. I don't know why the vet did not say to give it to him every 12 hours, but he's just getting it every 24 hours. I'm just going to do what the vet says. And the most common side effect is like sleepiness and like fatigue or lethargy, and Boo does not have that. So that's what's going on. It is 12:30 p.m. and I just got Nancy in this carrier by using the spider toy. So this is the stick from the spider toy. The spider toy is actually inside the carrier with Nancy. I'm going to have to figure out how to get the spider part out. But all she did was jump in a few times, and then I let her jump out a few times. And then one time she jumped in, and I just grabbed the top, and I put it on. It was super easy to get her in the carrier. So what I want to do is I want to test it out as far as like carrying this around and just seeing how bulky it is and stuff like that. I just put the carrier with the cat bed and Nancy on the scale, and the scale says 19.5 pounds. So, it's almost 20 pounds, worth of cat to carry around. Obviously the carrier has weight and the cat bed has weight. Nancy was doing really good. She wasn't even crying or anything. But now she's a little bit agitated. I'm going to take her outside for a little while and see what she does. I just put her on the chair here because it's really wet. It was raining this morning and I just feel like there's fleas everywhere. And if I put her on the ground somewhere, like she's just going to attract fleas. I could put her in the car and like drive around the block, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to freak her out too much. I really just wanted to test out the carrier to see what it's like, how sturdy it is to hold a cat. So this is the handle. It feels pretty sturdy. It's similar to the handles on the rectangle ones. It might be a little bit thinner, but it does feel secure when I carry this. The only thing that's different is there's not much of a lip here to hold on to. So for the rectangle ones, I'll usually carry it by the handle, but also hold on to like a side of it or even hold on to underneath it. So I'm going to try doing that with this one, but like I said, there's not much to hold on to on the side. And I guess I could carry this without the handle, just like put my arms around it. And so we'll see how that goes. So Nancy's been doing really good, and the easiest way to carry this is actually by the handle, like right in front of me, and either putting a hand here on the side or actually underneath it. That seems to be the most comfortable way to carry it, because when you do carry it like on its, when you do hold the handle and carry it like to the side of you, it's an awkward shape to do that. So she seems much calmer in this one than in the rectangle shape. I think I saw a flea on the side of it, so we're going inside. We just came back inside. Nancy's starting to howl. Overall, I think I do like this shape. Obviously, there's some adjustment and getting used to the new shape because it is ergonomically different than the other, more rectangular carrier, but I think this will be good. See, look. She's just hanging out in the cat bed. Look at this. I just opened it. She's not even jumping out. You coming out? Nancy, you coming out? What are you doing? Are you coming out? You coming out? And there's the cat bed. She squashed some sides, but other than that, I think it's perfect. Here's the carrier with the cat bed inside, but no cat inside, and it is 4.73 pounds. That means that Nancy weighs 14.77 pounds. Wow. So Nancy has definitely gained weight. She was only probably around 10 to 12 pounds 2 years ago when she went to the vet, but she was also a bit smaller 2 years ago when she went to the vet. So she's definitely gained weight. We got to cut back on her crunchies, but it's really hard to cut back on her crunchies when she eats everyone else's. Here's Nancy and Richard. And I have to say that Nancy is one of the more active cats in the house. Like, I think Sammy is the most active cat in the house, followed by Ziggy's pretty active, and Nancy and Richard. Those are like the four most active cats in the house. And yeah, Nancy's been definitely eating a lot of crunchies. So we gotta cut back on those. The problem is, what I do is, like, I give all 7 of them their plates downstairs. And so say I give all of them a little bit of crunchies, Nancy will eat whoever does not eat theirs. So I'm gonna have to probably change that. So I'm not gonna be able to just give everyone like a tablespoon of crunchies. I'm only gonna be able to give it to the cats that want to eat it. And if they don't want to eat it, then I'm not going to leave food out that Nancy's then going to go and finish. It's pretty much the same thing like with Stella. Stella will finish anyone else's food who doesn't finish. Nancy's the same way. Hello, Richard. Good job, Nancy. You did good. You did good, Nancy. It's almost 1 p.m. and here's Ringo. Ringo is looking at the inside of this carrier, but about 5 minutes ago, Richard was inside the carrier. He was sitting inside the carrier. And I was on the couch. I was sitting on the couch talking on the phone. And then when I stood up, I was like, oh my gosh, Richard is in the carrier. So I came over here and I grabbed the cover for it, like the door for it. And I was going to try to put it on and get him in there, but then he got nervous and he came out. But maybe I'll be able to do that someday. I mean, it's still really early with these carriers. I have to put this one together, and I have another one in my car. So what happened was when I went to pick up Boo from his dental appointment, there was a Marshall's on the way, and I was maybe 20 minutes early. So I was like, let me pop into the Marshall's. Let me see if they have this palm tree scratcher. They didn't have a palm tree scratcher, but they had one of these round carriers. So I was like, I might as well get it, you know. So now I have 3 of these round carriers, and we'll see if the cats like them better. And then if they do, I could potentially get rid of some of the older carriers, or, you know, the ones that I don't trust, like the soft-sided carrier and then that sport pet carrier, because those have both been broken out of. You know, the thing about any kind of cat supplies is that they're easily donatable to like local shelters or rescue groups. So that's what I usually do. I never just throw anything out. I always donate it to someone who can use it. It is 1:15 and I just got Richard in the carrier. I literally just picked him up. I put him in the carrier, put the top on, secured it. Now he's in the carrier. There's Nancy. So I am going to take him outside. First, I'm going to weigh him also. I got to get the scale again. I put it away. So I'll weigh him in the kitchen, and then I'm going to take this outside, and we'll just walk around with him a little bit also. The carrier with Richard weighs 18.84 pounds. So Richard is lighter than Nancy. He's bigger than she is, but he's lighter than she is. Richard is 14.11 pounds. So now that I think about it, when Boo was just at the vet a few days ago, he's not even 14 pounds. He's like 13.75 pounds. So Richard weighs more than Boo, and Nancy weighs more than Boo. So Richard's being very vocal. I'm gonna take him outside, and we'll see how he does walking around. We're outside on the chair. He's not happy at all, but at least he looks comfortable on the cat bed. Richard, we're not going anywhere. We're just testing out this carrier. Listen, we're not going anywhere, okay? Just relax. Relax, Richard. We're just getting air, okay? We're just getting air. Richard, we're just getting air, okay? We're just testing out this carrier, okay? Just relax. Just relax. The one nice thing about it is that they can be nice and comfortable in a cat bed. I just walked Richard around the patio, and he's now hiding under the cat bed. So he's definitely not happy. The carrier definitely works best when you carry it like in front of you with one hand on the handle and then like another hand underneath supporting it. I think that's really the way to go. So what I normally do when I take the cats to the vet is I'll put like a little backpack on. So like whatever's in my purse, I'll put in like a little backpack purse, and then I'll have my backpack on, and then it's really easy to have both hands free to carry a carrier. So I think this will work well. I haven't tested it in a car yet, but I'm not going to do it now with Richard because he's kind of freaking out. Although he has calmed down now that he's under the cat bed, which makes me realize that I will need to figure out some kind of cover for this. Like I do have like the brown blanket cover for the rectangle cat carrier. I'm going to have to figure out some kind of cover for this round one. But do you see how calm he is now? He's like nice and calm. So that just, that's a reminder to me to make sure that I get some kind of cover for these. We're back inside. I just opened up the door. You coming out, Richard? You coming out? Good boy. Good boy. We have to remember that Richard has not left the house since he came back from his neuter surgery. So he was trapped, brought into the house in a trap. He left the house in the transfer cage. He came back in the transfer cage, went back into the trap. The next day he was let out of the trap, and he has not been out of the house since then. Here's Nancy. So that was really his first time in a carrier going anywhere. Like just even going outside. So I know he does not want to live outside again. I know that because he was not happy out there at all. He's like, I don't want to be outside. And it was also Nancy's first trip in a carrier, even though it was only out to the patio. So I think both of them did really, really good. It's 3 p.m. and I am checking on Boo. He's doing good. He's still not sleeping. I wonder if he has insomnia. Like, I have not seen him get any really good sleep since he's been back from the vet. What you doing, Boo? I'm going to give him a churro. See if he'll eat it. I'm in the process of editing a video, which I'd like to get done today, finally. It's taking forever because so much stuff has been going on. How you doing, Boo? Let me lay down with you for 10 minutes? Let me lay down for 10 minutes? Okay. It is 3:30 p.m. and I was laying down in Boo's room. I ended up falling asleep a little bit. I was taking a nice nap and then I woke up and I looked out the window and I was like, it feels like it's gonna rain. Like all of a sudden it started getting windy. And then I heard things like blowing around and I was like, uh-oh, I better go and take the umbrella down because it was, all open. Well, my neighbor's umbrella, I could see it from here, is like all blown over. And it looks like their storm door is blown open. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So I just ran outside really fast and put the umbrella down. And yeah, it looks like we're getting just a quick storm rolling through. Here's Simba, he's hanging out in this cat tower. It is really windy out and it's raining really hard. But the weather forecast for the rest of the week, like after today, is just nothing but sunshine and beautiful weather. So I'm hoping that's true. The past few days have been really nice. So I don't mind a rainy day. It's really helping me get some stuff done around the house. It's just nice to have a day where I don't have to be out early and be running around all day. It is a little bit after 7 p.m. and it's time for Boo's medicine. So I gave him a churro. This is a chicken churro. And I put the gabapentin in it. He's not the biggest fan of chicken churros, so I have to put a little bit of the Fortiflora on top. Then he'll usually eat it. Now he's eating it, and we are on the same little envelope of this Calming Care Fortiflora that we've been using for the past several days now. So he only gets a tiny, tiny bit on top of some of his food to entice him to eat it. So if he eats all of this, then I'll give him his food. I just scooped all the litter boxes. I put food outside for Cousin Oliver. And I still need to put fresh water in the water bowls inside, and then I'll get his food ready, and I also need to vacuum upstairs today. I've been putting myself on a vacuum schedule, but it's been like an every other day vacuum schedule. So like today I'll do upstairs, yesterday I did downstairs, the day before that I did upstairs. I think it's just easier for me to split it up that way instead of doing like the whole house, which takes up more time. It is 9:40 p.m. and I'm playing with the cats. Nancy's upstairs with the OG4. Boo's still in his room, so I'm with Stella, Splash, and Simba. And Stella's hanging out in the carrier. She loves this carrier. And sometimes she likes to sleep here. And right now she's hanging out here. She's glaring at me right now because she's not too happy with Nancy. She's been watching Nancy. Nancy's been good. She has not been attacking anybody. So everyone's been getting along. Here's Simba. Simba's been growling at Nancy. Like if Nancy gets too close to Simba, then Simba growls. Like a siren. Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy,
Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 7:45 a.m. I just came in here to see Boo. Good morning, Boo. So Boo slept through the night, and he slept there on the day sofa, and I know that because I checked the security camera footage, and he was there at like 1 a.m. I went to bed around 1 a.m. I checked on him, and he did not move. The next footage was from 6 a.m., and he was still there. And so that's how I know. That's how I know Boo got good rest, right, Boo? And it looks like maybe he licked this plate clean, and then there's still some food here. But last night, when I went to bed, I gave him more baby food. So I found a case of Gerber's meat-based baby food downstairs, so I gave him some of the turkey baby food, and he enjoyed it. So I gave him the rest of the little jar before I went to bed, but he didn't eat it at that time. So he ate it since then. It's good that he has an appetite. It's good that he finally got sleep. I mean, he was like 48 hours without any real sleep. So maybe he's getting back onto his routine, right, Bill? You getting back onto a routine? Good? You feel good, buddy? You feel good? Boo, you feel good? I think he feels good. Okay, I'm going to get you some breakfast, okay? I'll get you some breakfast. I should also mention it's pretty cold out. So last night, it got down into the low 50s. And right now, it's pretty cool in the house. How you doing, Boo? So now that we are in September and the weather is definitely starting to cool off, I want to get a few more estimates on having the HVAC system replaced. And I want to see if they're very different from the estimates that I got in the beginning of the summer with regards to getting the HVAC replaced. And then I'd like to do that either this month or next month, as far as like actually replacing it. Another thing that I need to do soon is empty out the feral cat shelters outside, like this one here, the doghouse shelter. This is full of straw. I need to replace the straw because it definitely gets like moldy and mildewy after a while, and it's better to clean it out at least once a year. So I need to do that. I need to figure out if I have any straw, and then if I don't, I need to buy some. And then I need to replace this. I need to clean out the Rubbermaid shelter that's under the house, and I'm debating like whether I open up the custom shelter this year for Cousin Oliver. The custom shelter has been closed since Ditto came inside because I don't want to be sheltering possums and raccoons. And if a cat's not using it, possums like to move in, and I don't need that. So that's why I had it shut. I also did not want to encourage any of the local feral cats to move in because I know my neighbors down the street have little cat shelters set out for them. So there's other places they could go. Boo's eating his breakfast. He's getting the homemade smooth chicken. If he eats all this, then I'll give him some of the canned food. It's 6 p.m. I just got home and I randomly bought a bale of straw today. I was not even looking for it. I just happened to see it in a store that I was in. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick that up. And this is the same straw that I've used in the past. It's for indoor or outdoor decorations, but it works fine in a cat shelter. So I'm going to just put this aside, and then when I clean out the cat shelters, I'm going to open this up and then use it. It will greatly expand when I open it up. Here's Sammy. She came out to greet me. And Boo has been relaxing on the day sofa all day, so I'm really happy. So he got some, I hope he got good sleep on the day sofa last night. And he's been on the day sofa relaxing all day today. I hope he's been napping. So I think he's been catching up on his lost sleep over the past few days. And look what I got for Boo's room. This was actually on clearance at Barnes & Noble. It was only $6. And this is a countdown calendar. And I was just thinking of something like this for Boo's room either today or yesterday. I was thinking it would be really cool to have something like this so I know what day it is, because sometimes I have so much going on. I'm like, how many days has Boo been in here? Like, how many more days does he have? So that's what this is. It comes with 4 blocks with different numbers on them. So you could set a countdown. And then it also has these other blocks with different words on them. So I basically just need like the numbers and the days. And that way, every time I go in his room, I'll be able to quickly see like how many days it's been since he had his dental procedure. And then every day I could just change the number. So I could actually put it in Boo's room like this if I wanted to. 3 days since leaving the house, because that's when he went to get his dental work done. And I think it was 3 days ago, so it was on Thursday, and then today is Sunday. Yeah, so it's been 3 days. Or if I don't want to do that, I could just have it like this, like smaller, just where it says 3 days. I think that would be good also. So the options are days, weeks, hours, or minutes. And we're looking for days. And then on here it just says since or until. And then this one says leaving the house, wearing pants, showering, and day drinking. I wish there was a way to kind of like customize this one, but it's not. I mean, if I wanted to, I could always just paint over it and then like maybe even use like a dry erase marker on it. I wonder if they have that, like some kind of like, you know, like a dry erase board. Maybe they sell like dry erase paint, and then you could you know, put whatever you want on it. But for now, I think I'm just gonna do this. I'll just put 3 days in his room, and I know what that means. It is 7:06 p.m. and look at what's going on here. So that's Ringo, Ziggy, and Nancy. They're on top of the bunk bed in the cat tower. I can't believe it's after 7 p.m. already. So that means I need to scoop the litter, and I also need to put food out for Cousin Oliver. I just looked out the back door and the neighbor's cat was visiting in the yard. It is 9:20 a.m. Good morning, Boo. I just brought him in some breakfast. He's having some of the smooth chicken, homemade. I have one more portion left of that. And then I have to see how much portions of beef I have left. He doesn't like the turkey. For some reason, he doesn't like the turkey. So I'm going to need to make another batch of the chicken. And depending on how much beef I have left, maybe another batch of the beef. But it's really easy. I just do it in a food processor. How you doing, Boo? You okay? So last night I laid down on the day sofa. When I went to bed, it was probably, I don't know, almost midnight, maybe a little bit after midnight. And I tried falling asleep here for a little while, but it didn't really work. And Boo was moving around quite a bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get up and go to bed. Oh, so what happened was he actually jumped down to eat. And he was eating some of the canned food that I gave him, because he ate all of his homemade raw food for dinner. And then afterward, I give him a little bit of canned food. And he was eating that. And then I was like, well, I don't want to disturb him. He's going to be like moving around the room. So I'm just going to get up and go to bed. So that's what I did. And I had the most amazing night's sleep. Like, I can't even tell you the last time that I slept that good. It was, I don't know if it's because of the change of weather and it's getting cooler out, but I know for a fact it was because none of the cats tried to wake me up, and none of the cats tried to disturb me. No one jumped on my bed. No one was waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning for treats. No one was waking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning for treats. So I slept until 7. So I probably went to bed, let's say around 1. And I slept until 7, so I got a solid 6 hours of sleep, but it was really, really good sleep. So I'm super happy about that. And, even if I shut my door and I'm like, okay, no cats allowed, I need to get sleep, sometimes they bang on the door and that'll wake me up. So it was definitely nice to get a full night's sleep without any interruptions. And I just gave Boo his food and he's eating it without any of the Fortiflora on it, which I think is a really good sign. Also, if I did not mention it yesterday, he ate an entire churu. Like the past few days since he had his dental work done, he's only been eating like half at a time, maybe 3/4. But yesterday he ate the whole thing and I thought that was good progress for him. So he just stopped eating right now because there was a noise outside. I don't know what happened. It sounds like either someone was rustling a garbage can or someone dropped something, but that's what disturbed him. Okay. And today I get to change this from day 3 to day 4. So today is 4 days since Boo had his dental surgery, and we're on day number 4 of his recovery. I have to keep track of this because obviously he's on the medication every night. Also because the vet said to make sure he's only eating soft food for at least a week. I think she might have said like 5 days, but we're going to do a week. She said he didn't need to be isolated for so long, but because there's, food out there that he should not be eating, I think it's just better to keep him in here. He has not been bleeding at all. There's been absolutely no blood since he came back from his dental procedure. And there was no blood when I picked him up. So, that's really good. I don't think there's going to be blood, but just to make sure that he's not eating anything he shouldn't be eating. Plus, he loves this room. He loves the attention and he loves feeling special. And, when he first came inside the house, this was his room for 3 months. And for the first month or 2 of that, he never even left the room. So he loves it in here. It's about 1:30 p.m. and Boo has been laying on the day sofa. Hello, Boo. You're relaxing? He's been relaxing for the past 2 days, which is nice. What's going on? Let's look at your arm. What's your arm looking like? I have turkey. I have turkey deli meat. Boo has not had anything like this in over a week. He's been on super soft foods. You want this? I didn't really cut it into pieces. Is he going to eat it? Will it hurt him? I don't know if it's going to hurt him or not, but it is soft. And he should be able to chew it with his back teeth. His chewing teeth. Because he still has all those. Look at that. Look at that. Good job, Boo. Good job, buddy. Good job. Headbutt. Headbutt, Boo. Boom. Good job. He ate that so good. You ate that so good, Boo. So all of Boo's chewing teeth are healthy. I think he lost maybe 1 or 2 of his back teeth. But all the teeth that he has are healthy and they're nice and clean now. I saw photos of them. They're sparkly white. And yeah, he just ate really good. Good job. Good job. Okay? That's just a little snack. So I'm defrosting some homemade raw food for him. He's going to get the smooth beef. He's still on pretty much smooth food. And then he gets some canned pate, which is a little, a little more substance to it than the smooth homemade food I've been making him. But now he can get some turkey, right? I got it from Trader Joe's. It was their oven roasted turkey breast. So I'll give him a little bit more later. Okay, you go relax, Boo, okay? You relax, you chewed good. You chewed good, I'll give you some more later, okay? Okay, you relax. It's 10:30 p.m. I just gave Boo a snack. And I opened the door and look who flew in. It's Simba. Simba's like, what's going on in here? Simba's looking at the carrier. What are you doing, Simba? Oh, Boo just gave him a dirty look. Come on out, Simba. Come on out. Come on out. Here's Nancy. Go ahead. You can leave. Okay, everyone's fine. Let's shut the door. Okay, move out, Nancy. Move out. There's Simba, there's Nancy. They just had crunchies together, and they were fine. Nancy had crunchies with Simba and Stella. Now Simba's growling. Okay, Nancy, move out. It's 7:45 a.m. Where you going, Boo? You're staying in here a few more days. You're staying in a few more days, okay? Boo had some playtime this morning, and he had a churu, and he has a visitor. Simba wanted to visit Boo. Isn't that nice? Here's Boo, and here's Simba. And Simba and Boo are buddies, so that's why Simba wanted to say hello to Boo. Simba's very concerned about what's been going on with Boo. Right, Simba? You want to hang out in here with Boo? You could hang out with him in here today, okay? So the reason why I'm keeping Boo in here and not letting him leave the room yet is because I don't want him eating the food from the other cats. Even though I picked up whatever food was left, there are still some crunchies on the floor. And I don't want Boo eating that. I mean, I could pick up the crunchies, but it's just better for him to stay in here because if he leaves the room and decides that he does not want to come back in the room, then we have definite problems. So it's better for him to just be happy in this room for a few more days, and then, we could go back to normal. It's almost 9 a.m. I just gave Boo his breakfast. He's having some of the smooth chicken, homemade raw cat food, and last night I bought some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, so I'm going to make another batch of the chicken-based smooth cat food for him. And I also need to make some of the supplement mix that I put in the homemade raw food. And I probably only have another day or two of homemade raw food for the other cats, so I definitely need to take a ride to the poultry farm. I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow or the next day. I got to figure that out. Here's Simba. He's on top of the cat tower. He's watching Boo eat. I'm not going to feed Simba in this room because I don't want Boo eating Simba's food. And I have to stay here and watch Boo eat because I don't want Simba eating Boo's food. Boo is almost done with his food. He's been eating it really fast. And I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a can of the Merrick Rabbit pate, because I think both Simba and Boo like that, and they could both eat that. So when Boo finishes his food, I'll go and I'll put some rabbit pate on his plate in case he wants more food. And then I'll make a plate for Simba, and Simba could have the rabbit pate, and Boo could have it, and they can eat each other's meal if they want to. So I think that's a good compromise. And as far as Simba's raw food that I have defrosted for him this morning, I will keep it in the refrigerator for later, or I could always feed it to Cousin Oliver outside. Boo was licking his plate clean. He loves that food, right, Boo? Okay, I'll get you some more food, Boo. So I gave Simba a plate of food, and he did not want to eat it. I gave it to him near the cat tower, on top of the shelf near the window, on the floor. He doesn't want to eat it. It is mail time. Let's open up the mail, and let's see what the cat's got. There's Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Nancy. You going to help me open the mail? You going to help me? I'm here with Sammy and Nancy and Ringo, and Richard's walking around, and Simba's in the cat tower in the next room. Who's helping me? You going to help me, Nancy? You going to open this? Open that up. Open that up for me, Nancy. Nope, you don't want to open it. You're not helping. Okay, let's open it. Let's see what's inside. What'd we get? What'd you get, Nancy? We got some bag cinch clips. Oh, that's really cool. So you can use these to hold bags shut for the freezer or the refrigerator. Thank you so much. I've never seen ones that look like this before. Perfect for bags of bread, rice, nuts, beans, dried fruit, frozen foods, and more. Replaces twist ties. That is great because I'm always losing twist ties. And it came with a little card. And this says, just thinking of you and your cats and kitties from Nicole LaRue and Zoe. And look at Zoe. She looks a lot like Nancy. Look at this. Look. Look at Nancy and look at Zoe. They could be cousins. That is so nice. Thank you for thinking of us, Nicole. We hope you're doing well and we hope you enjoyed your summer, and we can't believe it is almost autumn. Nancy says thank you very much because it's going to help keep her crunchies fresh. Right, Nancy? And here's another envelope. You going to open this one, Nancy? Open that. Open that for me, please. Can you open it, Nancy? You going to open this for me? No? You want to open it from this side? Look, we just pull it. Ready? Oh, you afraid of that? Okay, what's in here, Nancy? What'd you get, Nancy? What'd you get? This says, hello, Lucky Ferals and Lady LF. Thank you for all your wonderful videos and everything you do. I learned so much from you. YouTube channel, A Crazy Kitten Caboodle from Sabrina and 9 Cats. Thank you for watching, Sabrina, and thank you for thinking of us and sending us this Amazon gift. And everyone go check out A Crazy Kitten Caboodle on YouTube. Look what you got, Nancy. Look, it looks like a gift card. Look. Nancy, you got an Amazon gift card. Isn't that nice, Nancy? Isn't that nice, Nancy? Nancy says, thank you very much. And here's another Amazon gift card. Nancy's really excited because that means they're going to have lots of really good nutrition in their homemade raw food, because that's what I've been buying on Amazon recently, and I'll probably need to stock up on some more supplements for their food. They get dried kelp and dried alfalfa and dried cat grass. Oh, and you know what I really need to order? I need to order more cat grass growing seeds. And also the cat grass growing medium that I use. I use those cocoa core things that expand when you put water on them. They're perfect for growing cat grass. And I also use the oat seeds. That makes cat grass that the cats absolutely love. They love the oat grass much more than the wheatgrass. So that's what I'm most likely going to be doing with these gift cards. So thank you so much. The cats are going to love all their fresh cat grass. Sammy's been playing with the spider toy. She's getting better at not trying to run off with the spiders. She's at the point now where she could actually play with them and not try to rip them off. And Ringo just walked by, Nancy's in the hall, and that's Ziggy behind Sammy. Okay, let's open up this package from Sharon and see what she sent the cats. Look at this. Oh, isn't this nice? So the cats got some more little mattresses for their bunk bed. This is really pretty. It's like a mint green color. And here's another white one. And a white one, and a green one. And a green one and a white one. Thank you so much, Sharon. And these are like a plush material, which is going to be great for the cooler weather. The cats really like laying on this type of material. And this is wonderful because then I could take one set off and put it in the wash and then put another set on. I could like rotate the set. So thank you so much, Sharon, for thinking of us and for thinking of the cats. And what do we have in this package? Let's see what's in here. This is from Sharon also. Oh, look. We got some more cat tower covers. Oh, these are wonderful. And these are the thicker material for the cooler weather. And they're just one solid color so I could see every speck on them. And we have 3 white ones and 3 of the mint green ones. This is perfect because then I can rotate these also and put them in the laundry and always have a fresh cover on the cat towers. Thank you so much, Sharon. This color green is screaming mint chocolate chip ice cream to me right now. Like, I am so craving mint chocolate chip ice cream because that's what this color reminds me of so much. Thank you so much for thinking of the cats. We hope you had a wonderful summer and we hope you are enjoying the cooler, almost fall-like weather we've been having recently. Look what's going on here. I was just going through some newspapers before I threw them out or sent them out to recycling. And Nancy has been having a great time. There's Ziggy. Ziggy's with her. Nancy's been rolling around in them and chewing them and tearing them. She's stopping right now because the camera's on. Hello, Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? How you doing, Nancy? It's okay, Ziggy. Nancy's like, don't touch my papers. You're okay, Ziggy. You're a good girl. Ziggy's so pretty. Here comes Richard. Hey, Richard. Richard's like, what's going on here? Watch out. Is Nancy gonna bop him? Oh, here comes Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Sammy's like, what's going on here? Ziggy wants some pets. Maybe they smell the ink. I just opened up a new cat scratcher for the cats. I put it on the floor. Sammy immediately went over to it and started scratching. The cats are so smart, they know exactly what that's for. Boo, you did so good, Boo, a week ago. A week ago, Boo. A week ago you had your dental procedure.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto. The Lucky Ferals.
It's about 9:35 a.m. And Boo is eating his second plate of breakfast. So he ate all of the raw food that I gave him. It was smooth beef today because I have to make more chicken later. And now I gave him a little bit of canned food. So the cats are having canned food today. They're having some of the Merrick Rabbit pate, and they're also having a can of Friskies, turkey and giblets pate. Just because I figured it'll give myself a break today. I have to be at the dentist by 11 for a scheduled cleaning. I go twice a year for a cleaning. And so I've had this appointment for a long time, and I figure I might as well just get it over with. I was thinking of rescheduling it, but I was like, no, I'll just get it over with. So I figured, let me give myself a little bit of a break this morning, and the cats will just get canned food. So they're eating that now. Nancy's upstairs. She's eating in the kitchen with Stella. And then Simba and Splash are eating in the dining room. And I just gave it to Boo without any additional water or anything because I wanted to see how he would do with it. Because today is day 6. I have to change his calendar. And last night, before I went to bed, I gave him some of the turkey deli meat. And he had no problem eating that. I just cut it into small pieces for him. And he really enjoyed that. So it looks like he's eating really well. And I think once his mouth heals, he's going to eat better than he ever ate. Because, you know, if he had loose teeth in the front, that's what made it harder for him to eat. That's why he would eat differently than the other cats. He would always like lick his food more versus like eating it, if that makes any sense. Like if you ever watch a cat eat, like they could, you know, chew their food or they could just like lick it up. And Boo would always like lick it up, but I think that's because he had the loose teeth. And now like look how fast he just ate this. He's eating a lot faster. So I think overall it's going to be so much better for him. And thankfully he still has all his chewing teeth on the sides, or the majority of them. So I think that's good. Look how good he did. Look how good he did. So that was only like a quarter of a can. I gave him like an eighth of a can of the Merrick Rabbit and an eighth of the can of the Friskies because he had a really full plate of the homemade raw. Okay, good job, Boo. You could have a snack later if you're still hungry, but I think you're good, right? Do you want more food? You want more? You done? You want some more? You done? You want more? I mean, I'll give him a little bit more if he wants a little bit more. We have to make sure that he has proper nutrition so that he heals good, right, Boo? This is his calendar. Is there a 6 on here? Yeah, there's a 6 on here. There's a 6 on here. So today is 6 days since Boo's dental procedure. And tomorrow will be 7 days. It'll be a week from when he went to get his dental work done. Let me tell you what I'm going to do today. So when Boo went to the dentist, I had to play that relaxing music for cats to really relax him and get him in the carrier. So what I'm going to do today for myself is I am going to play Music for Cats Volume 2, which is supposed to have music in it that also relaxes humans as well as cats. And I'm going to see how that works for me. Because when I go to the dentist, like one of the first things they do is they take your blood pressure. And my blood pressure is always high when I'm at the dentist because I don't like going to the dentist and I don't like anything about it. So like just immediately being there, sitting in the dental chair, for example, just always, spikes my blood pressure. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen if I try to use that Music for Cats. Would that help? So we'll see. I've been playing it this morning and I had oatmeal for breakfast, which is supposed to help relax you also. And I'm going to start playing more of that cat music as we get closer to the time that I have to leave. This is Boo's third plate of food. I didn't really chop it up much, so let's see how he does. Is he going to eat it? That's the equivalent of 1/4 of a 5.5 ounce can, and that's half of the Merrick Rabbit and half of the Friskies turkey. And it looks like he's doing good. It looks like he's doing good with it. Notice how he's like eating it. He's not just licking it. He's just like eating it. This is really great progress for Boo. So once he's back with the other cats, it's going to be interesting to see how he does at mealtime, because he's always been the slowest eater. And I always said that was because he had problems with his teeth. And we'll see now how he does. Because he doesn't have any more loose teeth. Everything that he has is firmly in place. It is 10:30 p.m. and look at what's going on here. This is the second day in a row that Nancy is eating crunchies with the OG4. Well, it's the OG3 because Boo's in his room. But that's Nancy here on the upper left of the screen. And here's Simba, Stella, and Splash. And they're all having some crunchies. They've been waiting so patiently tonight because I've been working. I literally just stopped working like 2 minutes ago. So it's been a late night for me. And they're like, yeah, let's have some crunchies. So I just gave them some crunchies. And I have to go check on Boo. I have the attic fan on because it got really hot in the house today. And right now it's bringing in such a cool breeze because it's only like, it must be like 65 degrees out because it's definitely getting cold. Boo's room is a little bit warmer because the door's shut, so the fan's not really pulling through the door, even though his window's open a little bit. Boo, we gotta shut your window. We gotta shut your window because it's gonna get cold tonight, okay? How you doing, Boo? You okay? It seems that Boo did not like his dinner. So I believe this is, I think this is the smooth turkey. I thought maybe he'd try it. And then this is some of the, I think it's the rabbit pate with little friskies. How you doing, Boo? So Boo just ran out of the room. That was like the first time since he's been in the room. And oh my gosh, it's been almost 2 weeks now. If I think back to when he went to the emergency room, so a week ago tomorrow, he had his dental work. And a week prior to that is when he went to the emergency room. So he's been in this room for like 2 weeks. Now, I just gave him some food, and he's eating some of the homemade raw food that has the ground up bones in it. So I just wanted to test and see how he's going to do with that. Because it's not like crunchies. It's not like hard food. So I just wanted to see, you know, would he eat it and would he be in pain? It is beef-based, so he does like that. It looks like he's doing okay with it. I did sprinkle some of his favorite Fortiflora on it, the Calming Care. And it is beef-based, and he really does enjoy that, so we'll see. It's also cold because I just took it out of the refrigerator, so. He seems to be doing pretty good with it. Now, I did make him a batch of smooth chicken homemade raw food today. So he has another 11 meals of that in the freezer, and he still has a few meals of the smooth beef. So he probably has maybe like 14 meals. So that would be like a whole week of meals. But I could start giving him like a little bit of the regular food also. Hopefully he's not going to start bleeding after he eats this. But he's doing a good job chewing it with his, you know, his chewing teeth in the back and on the sides. You done? Here's Boo's plate, and I ended up giving him what was left of this food, and I mixed some warm water into it, so he really enjoyed it. This plate was almost full, so good for him. Good job, Boo. Good job, Boo. You did so good. You did so good. I'm going to put your music on so you could relax. Oh, I should also mention that when I went to the dentist earlier today for my teeth cleaning and they took my blood pressure, like right before I was listening to the Music for Cats album, volume 2, and it totally worked because when they took my blood pressure, she's like, oh, it's a lot lower than it was last time. And it was like normal. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm listening to some relaxing music. So it totally works for humans as well as cats, right, Boo? It's 8:24 a.m. and look at what's going on here. This is Nancy. Hey, Nancy. So what happened was, for some reason, I woke up around 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. And just as I was trying to fall back asleep, all I heard was meowing, meowing, meowing coming from the kitchen door. I was like, what is going on? So I got up, and I knew it was Nancy because it sounded like Nancy. And I opened the door. She flew upstairs. And I was like, all right, you want to be upstairs? Be upstairs. But I'm going to sleep. So at that time, Stella was laying on the foot of my bed and Simba was laying on the foot of my bed. I have no idea where Splash was. So I was like, you do what you want to do, Nancy. So I must have fallen asleep pretty quickly because I don't remember anything after that. And then I woke up this morning and I woke up at like around 8 o'clock. I was shocked at how late I slept because I've been getting up early recently, but I guess I was really tired. And then I looked and this is where Nancy was. Nancy was sleeping on top of the bunk bed for cats. So she's happy and she's been getting along with the cats. And yesterday when she had crunchies with Stella, Splash, and Simba, I was surprised at like how close they were all getting. I didn't film it at the time, but when I sat down on the rug and I was getting their like plates ready for their crunchies, like she was less than 2 feet away from like Simba and Stella. Like I think there's real progress being made and I think that's really good. It's about 9:20 a.m. and here's Boo. He's doing good. It looks like he relaxed all night, which is very good. I just gave him some food and he was eating it until I turned the camera on. Then he wanted to come up here. Now he's going to scratch. No. You going to go back to eating your food? You going to go back to eating your food, Boo? There he goes. He just wanted to say hello to you. And so he's eating some of the smooth beef that I had made for him last week or 2 weeks ago. And yesterday I made him a batch of smooth chicken. And I think that'll be good. I don't think I'm going to make any more batches of smooth food because he ate some of the regular food last night. He had a plate of the regular food that includes the ground bone and he had no problem eating that. So after we go through this batch that I made yesterday, then he'll be back to eating the same food as the other cats. Here's Nancy. She's hanging out not too far from the door to Boo's room. Her and Stella got in a little tiff this morning, and Stella... So what happened was I was playing with one of the spider toys with Stella, Nancy, and Splash. Nancy got too close to Stella for Stella to be comfortable, so Stella like swatted at her and hissed at her, and Nancy backed away. And I was like, oh no, is Nancy going to retaliate? But she didn't. She just moved away. Here's Stella now. She's in the kitchen. I'd like to flea comb them and then get them their breakfast. So Boo ate all of the food that I gave him, and I just gave him some of the food that the other cats are having for breakfast. Eat the food, Boo. And this is their regular homemade raw chicken. This has the ground bones in it. But he ate the beef with the ground bones last night, so he should eat this one also. I just sprinkled a little bit of the Calming Care Fortiflora on it. Maybe he'll eat it. If he doesn't eat it, it's fine. I just figure if he's still hungry, maybe he wants some additional nutrition. And the more nutrition we could get into him, the better to help his mouth heal. So I'll just leave him with this. I'm going to put his music on so he can listen to his relaxing music. And we have to change the day. Is there a 7? Yeah, here's a 7. Today is day 7. So 1 week ago at this time, Boo was already at the vet's office to have his dental procedure. I dropped him off around 8:15 that day. And right now it's a little bit after 10 a.m. So he was already there by himself for over an hour. Boo, you did so good. Boo, a week ago. A week ago, Boo, a week ago you had your dental procedure. And 2 weeks ago today, Boo was bleeding. He was bleeding under my bed. And I was thinking, how am I going to get this cat in a carrier? 2 weeks ago, Boo, you were bleeding from the mouth under my bed. And then 1 week ago, you were at the vet's office to have your dental work. And then look at you today, Boo. You're eating well. You're comfortable in your room. I was just about to leave the room, and Boo was like, where are you going? I did not get my churro. So I was like, okay, let me give you a churro. So I just opened it up, and here's Boo eating his churro. He's been kind of spoiled with all of the churros lately. He likes them a lot better than squeeze-ups, so I've been giving the squeeze-ups to the other cats just to kind of keep things fair, but Boo absolutely loves the churros. This gate has been absolutely wonderful because what it's been doing is actually keeping the other cats away from Boo's door. So as you can see, I have this gate set up as almost like a little corral near his door. So if I open the door and he tries to run out, he's met with this gate, but he hasn't really done that. I mean, he ran out yesterday and the gate was open, so he, ran around the house for a little bit, but that's fine. But what this normally does is it keeps the other cats from getting too close to the door because, Nancy or whoever would be right at the door. They'd be trying to put their paws under it. They'd be like banging on the door, and this really helps with that. And so this has just been super, super useful. And no one's been jumping it. I think it's about 3 feet tall. So, the cats could jump over it, but no one's been jumping it. Everyone's been respecting it. And I almost got rid of this a few times. Like, I put this in the garage and it was on the way out of the house. And then I was like, no, maybe I should keep it for whatever reason. And then I was like, well, maybe I could turn it into a headboard for my bed because I never got a headboard for this bed. And then I was like, so I tried that, but then I was like, no, it's not really tall enough. I would have to add some height to it. So I was going to get rid of it. But then thankfully I did not because it works wonderful for this purpose. So very happy I kept it. It's almost 4 p.m. and here's Simba and Splash, and they're hanging out on these cat towers today. And I have to show you Boo, and I hope he has not moved since I just saw him. So I put Boo in my room today because his room is so hot today. And I don't really want to turn the air on because it's only like 80. It's not really hot enough to turn the air on. But it's been getting cooler at night, so 80 feels comparatively warmer than it did in the summer when it was like 95 out. So I put him in my room, and I put his favorite music on. And I figure he can relax on the bed, he could really stretch out, walk around the room more, and it's just a lot cooler in that room than in his room. I gotta show you where he is. You're not gonna believe it. Here's Richard, here's Ziggy, there's Nancy, and here's Boo. He heard me talking and he ran out of the room. You want to go back in your room, Boo? Anyway, this is where Boo was. This is a carrier in the corner of the room, and Boo was in the carrier. He was just hanging out in the carrier. I was completely shocked. He wanted to go back in his room. I literally opened the door and I was like, you want to go back in your room? He's like, yep. And he strutted right back into his room. Okay, Boo, you want to relax in here? I'll shut the door, but I'm going to turn the air on, okay? It's almost 7 p.m. And I just walked into my room and saw this. These three are laying together. That's Nancy, Ziggy, and Richard. They're so cute. Hey, Ziggy. Ziggy was walking around with a fish toy in her mouth today. I was like, well, where are you going with that? She brought it upstairs from downstairs, and then I don't know where she put it. I just turned the light on. I guess they were sleeping. I just got home, and I need to clean up before it gets dark. But I need to have a snack first because I'm hungry. I'll let them relax, and then they're probably going to run because I need to scoop the litter and take out the garbage and stuff like that. It is about 7:15 and Boo's getting his medicine, and today might be the last day that he gets this medicine. The vet said I could, give it to him for 7 days and then see how he does. And he's been doing really good, so potentially this is the last day for the medicine. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. What are you looking at? You looking at Cousin Oliver? No? Oh yeah, you're looking at Cousin Oliver.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It is about 10 a.m. and Boo's having his second plate of food, so he had some of the smooth chicken, homemade raw food that I made the other day, and he ate it all. So I just gave him some of the regular food. This is the food that has bones in it. It also has chunky meat in it, so we'll see how he does on it. Last night, he probably only took about half of the gabapentin. He didn't eat like the entire churu that I put it in. Then I mixed his food into it. He only ate like half of the food. And I don't know if someone else finished it or what, but he definitely did not get the full dose. And yesterday I opened the door to the room so he could go anywhere he wanted last night. None of the lucky seven were upstairs. I made sure they were downstairs because I didn't want any issues with him. And I woke up in the middle of the night and Boo was like laying next to me on the bed. And then this morning I woke up and he was still laying on the bed. So it ends up that at some point he jumped onto my bed and was sleeping there the majority of the night, which is fine. Boo could do whatever he wants. And then this morning I gave him a churu, but he only ate half of it. And I felt like his mouth was bothering him. So he still has some healing to do. It's been, it's only been a week since he had his dental procedure. So I know like when I had my wisdom tooth extracted, it definitely took more than a week to really feel like it was healing. So I am going to continue giving him the gabapentin tonight, see how he does with it, because on like a half dose from yesterday, I definitely noticed a difference. Like he wasn't as comfortable as he has been with regards to his mouth. So that is today's update. It's fine if he doesn't want to eat that. That's just like some extra food because he ate all of his food. Good job, Boo. So today is day 8. I just changed it to 8. What's really weird about these, like, is obviously they're cubes, so they only have 6 sides. So each cube does not go from like 0 to 9. So I'm having to kind of combine them differently, but this is 8. I don't even know if there's a 9 on here. Yeah, I guess the 6 can be reversed as a 9, so that would work. Today is day 8. You're doing very good, Boo. You're doing very good, Boo. Okay, good, good. You're gonna hang out in here today, right? I'll put his music back on so he can relax with the music. I actually have to be out of here this morning. I have to run to my office, but I'll be back. I shouldn't be there for very long. Okay, Boo? Here's little Eva. She's laying at the bottom of the steps. So all of the cats just got their breakfast, and I've decided that I'm cutting down their portions. So with the homemade raw food, they've been getting about 2.5 to 3 ounces of food per meal. I've decided I'm going to cut that back to about 2 ounces, which is what they all got today, and nobody else seems to be like super hungry because they only got 2 ounces. And then they'll get 2 ounces for dinner, and then since they're used to having a snack at night, whatever's left over from breakfast and dinner, that's what they're going to get as their snack. So it'll be, let's say they get 2 ounces for breakfast instead of the normal 2.5 or 3. That means there's a half to 1 ounce left over per cat. And the same thing would be for dinner. So that way, whatever's left over, they can have that as a snack later in the night. Now, obviously, they'll also get a little tiny bit of crunchies, maybe, as a treat, or churros or squeeze-ups or a meaty stick. They'll still get some treats and they'll still get some variety, but I don't see any reason why I should not cut down on their portions because I don't want to waste food. And if food's just sitting on the plates, there's no reason for that. So I want to make sure that they're good and hungry for their meals and that they eat what they're served. And there's Cousin Oliver. He's outside eating his food. He got some leftovers from yesterday's dinner, and I warmed him up with some warm water. I gave him a tablespoon of crunchies because he lives outside and he has additional caloric requirements, especially now since the nights are getting colder, and he's happily eating his food. It's almost 2 p.m. Look at these 2 lovebirds over here. They love laying on this blanket together. Don't they look comfortable? That's Nancy and Richard. It's 2:30 p.m. Let's check on Boo. There's Boo. He's laying on the day sofa. He's listening to his music. He's very happy and very relaxed. Hello, Boo. It is 8:48 a.m. and this is a bunch of bread that I put outside yesterday evening. I was kind of cleaning out my refrigerator a little bit, and this was starting to go stale, and I was like, let me just cut into pieces, put it outside. Some of the animals will eat it. This just goes to show you how much the wildlife population in my yard has changed since the neighbors have cleaned up their yards, because this would have never lasted through the night a few years ago. The raccoons would have eaten this, possums potentially. This totally would have been gone, especially near a water bowl, because we know how much raccoons love to dip their food in water. Like, that would be a mess from the raccoons, and I think it's pretty safe to say that I have many fewer raccoons in my yard now than I did just a few years ago. And look who this is. Hello, Cousin Oliver. How are you? I think he was hanging out on a patio chair when I came outside. So last night was pretty warm. It was only about 65 degrees. One of the things I would like to do this weekend is to clean out these feral cat shelters and put new straw in them and get them ready for the colder weather. That way, if he wants to use one of them, he can. So hopefully I'll have time to do that. I'm using a new camera. I purchased this on Prime Day. It was on sale and it was a good deal, and I haven't used it yet. It's just an upgraded model of the camera that I have been using. But this has a wider lens, so it'll be better, because so many times I'm using the camera and I'm like, I wish it had a wider lens, but this one does. I have to figure out the zoom on this one and how to properly set it and the rest of the features. So that is what's going on now. This is the first time I'm using this camera. So far I like it, but it does seem to have more features than the last camera, and I need to kind of learn how to use those. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. You see Cousin Oliver outside? What are you looking at? You looking at Cousin Oliver? No? Oh yeah, you're looking at Cousin Oliver. There's Cousin Oliver. He's waiting for breakfast. I'll give him some breakfast. This is some leftover homemade raw food from yesterday. And that's what he's getting for breakfast today. It's 9 a.m. and here's Boo. He's eating his breakfast. He's having some of the smooth beef. I believe this is the last portion that I had, so maybe I'll make him some more. But he did eat some of the regular food that the other cats ate last night, and he was fine. I still have not given him any crunchies or anything hard like that. So he was given free roam last night, and he ended up sleeping on my bed. The problem was he woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. It's always 4 o'clock in the morning. Always like the same time. And he was itching and itching and itching. And I was like, does he have a flea? So I grabbed the flea comb and I combed him, and he has no fleas. So Revolution, which is what he had, that's the topical flea medicine that he had, that works great. He only had one flea like the day after I put that on him. And since then, he has had no fleas at all. Now, of course, he's been isolated by himself for the majority of that time, which helps. But even when I let him out, mingling with the other cats in the other part of the house, he hasn't had any fleas. However, I do have to also say that even the other cats have had very few fleas. Like, I only might get like 1 or 2 fleas off of like Simba or Stella or Splash when I comb them. But Boo has had absolutely nothing. The Lucky 7 have been pretty good recently also. They've had very few fleas. I do occasionally find some fleas on them. And hopefully we're coming to the end of flea season. So last year at this time was when I came back from a weekend trip and discovered like fleas everywhere. So where we are now compared to where we were last year is a lot better, because this year I was on the lookout for them. I was prepared for them. I knew what to do to minimize them. Last year I was not prepared for them and I was not on the lookout for them. None of the cats had ever had any kind of flea issues before. And it was the first time we were really dealing with that. So this year is a lot better. Also, this year we did not have a tropical summer. Like last year, we had the most wet and humid summer I've ever experienced. So the fact that our summer has just been more normal for us this year, like a lot drier and a lot more sunshine, less rain, I think that's been a great help also. This is an item that I picked up at Home Goods yesterday. It's called Yummers Pet Supply Company Skin and Coat Daily Zinc and Omega-3 Fatty Acid Supplement. And it looked like it would be a good meal topper for the cats. It's basically a bunch of freeze-dried beef. The ingredients are beef with ground bone, beef heart, beef liver, beef bone broth, beef tripe, salt, marine microalgae oil, which is the source of omega-3 fatty acids, biotin, zinc amino acid complex, zinc methionine complex, manganese amino acid complex. And they give you feeding guidelines, but I'm just going to use this as a meal topper. I put it on their dinner yesterday. They seemed to enjoy it, and I put it on their breakfast today. It's about 7 p.m., and I was just putting food out for Cousin Oliver, and I saw this cat. This might be Bob. I don't know. I haven't seen Bob in a long time, but it might not be Bob. I don't know. It could be Bob. So whoever this is eating the food that I put out for Cousin Oliver. I don't need a whole bunch of cats in my yard. I was putting food out for Cousin Oliver so he doesn't kill birds and squirrels in my yard. And he hasn't since I've been feeding him. And now look at this. So this one does have a tipped ear. So it could be Bob. But I don't need to be feeding like a whole bunch of cats in the yard. They should stay down at the other end of the block where the other neighbors are feeding the cats. That's what they should be doing. It is almost midnight, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. Nancy just went downstairs. And I wanted to document the fact that Boo, he had a few crunchies tonight. He didn't have a lot of crunchies. He had, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon, maybe half of a teaspoon, like not many at all. And he ate them. He just swallowed them whole. Like I did not even hear any crunching. No crunching of the crunchies. Pretty much just swallowed them. So tonight for dinner, the cats had Friskies and they had a poultry, I think it's poultry platter. They haven't had that in like a very, very long time. And so I figured it'll be like a special meal for them. And Stella also had some of the wellness chicken pate because that's what I was putting outside for Cousin Oliver. And so Stella wanted to taste it. She ended up eating quite a bit of that. So that was her dinner. And then the Lucky Seven, they each got a spoonful of crunchies as a snack. And then they also got some canned food as a snack. And everyone up here, the OG4, they basically just got the Friskies. And they also got, there's a little bit of freeze-dried chicken on a few of them. And actually they did get crunchies. So Stella, Splash, Simba, and Nancy all got a spoon of crunchies. They got like a tablespoon of crunchies. And Boo was in his room at that time, so he didn't get it. But then when he came out of his room, then I said, let me give him just a little bit of crunchies to see what's going to happen. And he ate those, but I don't want to like go overboard. He did take his medicine, and I had to give it to him in a chew and then mix in some of the Friskies, and then he ate it. So the cats are happy. So one of the things I did today was I went to a local supermarket and I bought around 3 pounds of beef and I don't know, 2 or 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So tomorrow for breakfast, I'm either going to make chunky beef for the cats or chunky chicken. And that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll cut up the rest of it and portion it out and then put that in the freezer. So they'll have, I don't know, anywhere between 4 and 6 meals of chunky raw food. Right, Boo? Boo's very happy. He's purring. Okay, Boo, I gotta get ready for bed, okay? I would really like to get myself on an earlier schedule again. Like this morning, I didn't get up too early, but I left the house at like 9:30 because I needed to get a few errands done. And it was so nice to be able to do that like first thing in the morning because there's no traffic, there's no crowds anywhere. It's just so much more efficient to be able to do stuff like that early in the morning, like as soon as stores open or the post office opens or anything like that versus going later in the day. So I would really like to, wake up earlier, and even if it requires going to bed earlier. But that's my problem because I always get like a burst of energy at night and then it keeps me up. And then in the morning, I'm like, no, I need a decent amount of sleep. So then I want to sleep until like a later hour. When I say later hour, I mean until like 7, between 7 and 8 a.m. That's when I've been getting up recently. But I would like to be able to get up earlier than that. I'd like to be able to get up like around 6 a.m. I think that would be a good wake up time. I don't know. I'd have to figure out how to adjust the schedule. Right, Boo? But that would mean I would need to get like everything else done earlier, like get the cats fed earlier, get the house cleaned up earlier, get all the litter and water bowls taken care of earlier. So we'll see how that goes. And I know I say that a lot, I just never get to do it. Today is day 10 of Boo's recovery from his dental procedure. And there's Boo right now. So he is eating chunky beef. This is the first time that he's getting a chunky meal since he had his procedure. He was on completely smooth food for a week. And then over the past few days, I've been testing him out with some of the regular homemade raw food that I make for the cats. And a little bit of crunchies. He had a little bit of crunchies about 4 o'clock in the morning because all the cats woke me up. And if I want to get back to sleep, I have to give them a little bit of crunchies. That's how they bribe me. So today I cut up some beef and then I added some organ meat and some ground up chicken necks and supplements, and that's what the cats are having for their breakfast. We'll see if Boo's going to eat it. He's been eating it fine. He does have the majority of his chewing teeth. He just, he's missing many of his front teeth. You okay, Boo? So he ate some of it. Maybe he's going to take a break from it and come back to it. You feeling okay? I am going to also give him some canned food. I'll give him some pate so he could eat that in case this chunky food is just too much too soon. It's about 9:30. And look at this. Boo's eating crunchies with everyone else. I gave him a little bit less than Stella, Splash, and Simba got. They all got a tablespoon. He probably got a little more than half a tablespoon. But this is his first day back to having crunchies with everyone. He's doing pretty good. I've actually heard him crunching on them. And I gave him some of the smooth homemade raw food that I made for him, but he didn't want it. He wanted to eat the chunky food that everyone else got, so he just went back into his room. Maybe he's done. I mean, he ate a good amount of crunchies, so, you know, maybe that's fine for him right now. You know, he's still recovering, so I thought it would be a nice treat for him. It's about 11 a.m. and I'm working on my computer at my dining room table, and all of a sudden Richard comes up to me and he's meowing at me and meowing at me. I'm like, what's going on, Richard? You want some pets? So I give him some pets. And then I said, I wonder if he's trying to tell me something. So I just walked in here and found this. Do you see what's going on here? So this is the palm tree cat scratcher. Do you see this? It's like a stretchy cord. This used to have a spider on the end of it, but now it's broken. And this is the spider. So it appears that Sammy and Ziggy set the spider free. And I think this is what Richard was trying to tell me. I'm very disappointed in you guys because now you can't play with it. You broke it, so you can't play with it anymore. Now I gotta fix this again. I gotta fix this again, right, Sammy? Who did this? Who did this? Sammy did it. I just reattached the spider by knotting the string where they broke it, and Sammy is now trying to bury it in the litter box. Come on, Sammy, give me the spider. Give me the spider. Come on. She thinks it's real. Here's Ringo. He's relaxing in a cat tower. All the cats are taking their afternoon nap right now. A few of them are walking around. Here's Nancy and Richard. It's about 11:30 a.m. I just looked outside and I saw this. I don't know what's going on, but there's like a ton of these black birds in the yard. Look at them. I've never seen so many birds on the bird bath at once. They're all over the yard right now. They're just like all over. What is going on? Nancy's in the cat tower. Look at this. Look at all of them. They're eating something. I did not put any bird seed down. The landscapers were here this morning, so I don't know if the landscapers put something down. I don't know if they put grass seed down. But these guys are eating something. And look at them, they're having a ball. That's a fountain floating around in the middle of the bird bath. Simba just jumped on the cat tower next to Nancy. Oh my God. Look at all these birds. And there are a few different types of birds also. They're not all the same. They're like having a party. These birds are actually taking baths. Look at that. Usually they just stop here and have a drink. These guys are taking baths. Simba's growling. Relax, Simba. Just relax. All the cats want to watch the birds. A bunch of the lucky seven are watching from the living room windows. But they're all eating. Like, see them over there near the sidewalk? They're all eating something. You would think these guys have not seen water in a long time. There's plenty of water around here. Oh, they all went. Oh, they all flew up to the wire. So there's like a creek or a brook in the woods across the street, so they have plenty of water around here.
Splish, splish, splash, splash, take it up, bath, bath, oh my lord. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds. Where did they come from? I don't know. Where are they going? I can't tell. But they're here right now, yeah, they've come to town where they're taking a bath and they're jumping around. Splish, splish, splash, splash, taking a bath, bath, oh my word. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds. Where did they come from? I don't know. Where are they going? I can't tell. But they're here right now, yeah, they've come to town where they're taking a bath and they're jumping around. Splish, splish, splash, splash, taking a bath, bath, oh my word. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds. Where did they come from? I don't know. Where are they going? I can't tell. But they're here right now, yeah, they've come to town where they're taking a bath and they're jumping around. Splish, splish, splash, splash, taking a bath, bath, oh my word. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds. Splish, splish, splash, splash, taking a bath, bath, oh my word. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds. Splish, splish, splash, splash, taking a bath, bath, oh my word. There's so many birds. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, a bath to take, oh my word. There's so many birds.
Look at what's going on here. So that's Nancy on the left and Simba on the right. I did separate them a little bit. But Simba jumped up and Nancy was already on the cat tower, so that's good. And this is the living room audience. That's Richard, Ringo, and Ziggy. Sammy's walking around. Yeah, that's Sammy. So it must not be something that the landscapers put down because all the birds are across the street also. So it must be something just naturally in the grass right now. Meanwhile, I've been putting food out for Cousin Oliver. I give him breakfast and dinner, and I haven't seen him for a few days, so I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's hanging out somewhere else now, if he found another house that's feeding him better food that he likes better, or since the nights are getting a little bit colder, maybe he found a warmer place to stay, and maybe he's hanging out around there. So I just wanted to document that. It is 1:11 p.m. and I'm working on my computer, and I just happened to look out the window and my neighbor's cat was running out of the woods with something in its mouth. And I jumped up really fast and I looked out the front door. I don't know what was in its mouth. Maybe it was a chipmunk because it was larger than a mouse, unless it was a rat. I don't know. I don't know where it went with it, but it was very happy. And it was just running across the street and running across my yard. And all the cats were looking at it like, what is that? Here's the audience of 4. That's Ringo, Goldie, Richard, and Sammy, and they all want to know what the cat had in its mouth. Wow, look at all these cats. What are you guys doing? What, do you have a bug? You guys hunting a bug? Usually if I come down here and all the cats are kind of together, they're usually hunting a bug or something.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 3:30 p.m. Simba is sleeping in the cat tower on the right, and Richard is in the cat tower on the left. And he's been looking at Simba, and he just walked towards Simba on the window ledge. So I grabbed the camera to see what he was going to do. And he went back to the cat tower. Hopefully, he'll be a good boy. It is 7:10 p.m. and Cousin Oliver was looking in the back door. I'm gonna put this down for him. This is some of the leftover raw food with some dry food. And there he is, behind the plant. Do you see him? I haven't seen him in days, but he looks good. He's not limping. He doesn't look like he's injured or anything, so he's just hanging out somewhere else, which is fine. It's almost 9 a.m. and look at what's going on here. That's Boo, Simba, and Stella. They're all waiting on my bed because when they get combed in the morning, then they get a few treats. It is 10:22 a.m. I'm in Boo's room with 2 plates of food. Here comes Boo. He doesn't want to be in his room. So this first plate down here has smooth beef. I gave that to him and I shut the door to his room and he was eating that. And then I made food for the other cats, which is the chicken-based homemade raw food. So I gave him some of that also in case he wants to eat that. Today is 2 weeks from his dental procedure. So I just wanted to document that. So we've been through 2 weeks. The vet said that at 2 weeks he should be, quite healed, if not fully healed. Although when I had my wisdom tooth extracted, it took a little more than 2 weeks to be fully healed. So I think he's well on his way to healing. He's definitely more than halfway healed at this point. It took me almost a full month for the gums to fill in the socket where the tooth was and for it to be what I would consider to be completely healed. So that's why I'm still giving Boo a choice with his food. He could have the smooth food, which is totally ground up, no bones in it, nothing chunky or crunchy, or he could have the other food if he wants it. Now, he's been back on crunchies for the past few days, so when the cats get some crunchies as a snack, he gets them also. He's been eating them no problem at all. So, thankfully, he had what seems to be a good recovery, and we are pretty much back to normal. I mean, I'm still going to be a little bit cautious with him and give him a little bit more choices when it comes to his food. But other than that, his routine's back to normal. And the only other thing is I am giving him a little bit more time alone in the room versus mingling with the Lucky 7 during the day. So our schedule has been that at night, when it's time for bed, the Lucky 7 go downstairs and they eat their dinner downstairs. The cats have been getting late dinners. And then in the morning after breakfast, the Lucky 7 comes upstairs and all the cats can mingle with each other all day. And the reason why I do it like that is so that we can get sleep. It's very hard to get sleep when you have 11 cats because they're making noise at all hours of the night. But I've found that if I separate the 2 families, keep the OG4 up here and then put the Lucky 7 downstairs, then at least the OG4 and myself can get decent sleep. Some nights we get good sleep, some nights we don't get good sleep, because even having 4 cats, sometimes you don't get the best sleep. So that's why I split them up. Now, I have tried sleeping downstairs with the Lucky 7, and so far, every time I've tried to do that, it has proven to be impossible, because imagine trying to sleep where you have 7 cats that want to be up all night and running around and playing with each other, or playing with toys, or running on an exercise wheel, or just doing whatever. They still have not settled down at night to the point where they're just gonna like sleep all night. Maybe some of them do, but definitely not all of them, because there's 7 of them. So it's just better for them to make as much noise and be as active as they want without sacrificing everyone else's sleep. So that's where things stand right now. And now that the OG4 have had their breakfast served to them, I have to go downstairs and feed the Lucky 7. Wow, look at all these cats. What are you guys doing? What, do you have a bug? You guys hunting a bug? Usually if I come down here and all the cats are kind of together, they're usually hunting a bug or something. Here's Ziggy. She knows she's going to get flea combed. Hey, Ziggy. What are you guys doing? You okay? It's 10:40 a.m. Look who's on the patio chair. It's Cousin Oliver. I just fed the Lucky 7. Everyone got flea combed. I'm going to put some food out for him now. See him under there? He's on a patio chair. It's 6:15 p.m. and I'm editing a video, and all of a sudden I look up and I saw this. And it took me a while to figure out who it was because I was kind of in shock, but that's Simba on the left and that's Richard on the right. And they're hanging out in the cat towers together. There was no hissing, no growling, nothing. That's why it took me a while to figure out like what was going on. I thought it was like Ringo and Richard, but it's Simba and Richard. It would be so nice if Simba and Richard got along really good, because they're 2 tabbies. They kind of look like each other. 2 mackerel tabbies. They're the only 2 full mackerel tabbies in the house. It would be so nice if Simba and Richard got along, and also if Stella and Nancy got along. Sometimes Stella and Nancy get along pretty good. But it would just be nice if everyone was more friendly to each other. See, the wild card in this situation is Richard, because at any second he could just pounce on another cat and attack someone. Like Richard attacked Stella the other day, and a few days before that he attacked Splash. And sometime within the past week or so, I think he also went after Simba, but Simba screams really loud. And I'm like, what's going on? And then, Richard runs away. But Simba looks pretty comfortable right now. Simba's on the left. It's about 9:15 p.m. and I'm downstairs with the Lucky 7. There's Sammy and Richard. He's splooting. And Ziggy. And there's Nancy, little Eva, and Goldie. I don't know where Ringo is. I just took out a wand toy for them to play with. So they're going to be running around chasing this in a minute. Look at Richard. He looks like he's doing yoga. It is 9:15 a.m. And I'm here with Nancy and Boo. And Boo is sitting here in the doorway. And Nancy was sitting where she is now. And Nancy was howling at Boo. And so I was going to film what was going on. But as soon as I turn the camera on, Boo always walks toward me. I still have to fix the paint on the door frames. That's from the gates, when I had the gates in the room for the Lucky 7. I'm kind of superstitious with that because it's like every single time I fix the paint, then I end up putting gates in the room again. So here's Boo, now he's getting pets. Today is a deep cleaning day in the house. I plan on just spending the whole day cleaning and organizing and trying to declutter things. Today is the first day of fall. Hey, Boo. So if I have time, I also need to take out like the fall and winter clothes and put some summer stuff away. But it's still pretty warm out, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing that too early. Here's Splash and Simba. Everyone's getting ready for their breakfast. Here's Boo. I flea comb Stella, but I still have to flea comb these guys. Then they can have their breakfast. And something that I've noticed the past few years is that now we get really warm weather in September. I don't remember getting such warm weather in September. Like when I was growing up, we had back to school clothes and we never wore like shorts and t-shirts back to school. Like I remember we were always wearing like jeans and pants and stuff like that. Like, you know, we did wear like short sleeve shirts, but September was never a really hot month like it has been for a while now. Here's Nancy. She just showed up. I don't know why she is so drawn to Boo. Much more so than the other cats. She's going to sneak around under here. How you doing, Nancy? Here's Boo. Okay, Boo? All right, you're getting upset about Nancy, I know. Okay, want to move out? Let's go. Come on. I'll get the comb. The cat's got a new wand toy. It's motorized. I thought they were really going to like it, but I don't know. I specifically got this one for Boo because he loves those dragonfly toys. And this one looks like a hummingbird. But what this really needs, it needs a stand because there's no stand for it. Like it needs some kind of a stand. And that way you just put it in the stand and the cats would play with it. So it does take a AAA battery. And there's not a whole lot of instructions on how to assemble this or put the battery in. Like you just kind of have to figure it out. I knew Boo would like it, but it's just kind of awkward. I mean, I guess the nice thing about it is you don't really have to swing it around. You could just hold it and it kind of swings itself around. I do like how it flutters. What I might do with this is show it to Grandpa Farrell. Maybe I'll bring it to his house and see if he could come up with some kind of stand for it. I don't know if he'd be able to do that, but maybe he could. Because I do think if it had a stand, then I could put it on for the cats and they could play with it and I could get some stuff done. Because right now I'm just like holding it here and they do seem to like it. I knew Boo would like this little bird. I just stuck it in the cat scratcher. I don't think it's going to stay there, but at least it's holding it up. Is Boo gonna play with it or no? Sometimes they don't like it if the motion is like too uniform. He just wants to lay under it. Boo, you don't want to play with it? Boo, you're not gonna play with it? Boo, it's flying around on top of you, Boo. Boo, it's flying around. Boo, get it. Hey, Simba. Hey, Simba. Boo. Boo. Boo is flying around. Get the bird. Get the bird, Boo. Get the bird. You don't want the bird? Here. Now you want it? Now he wants it. Oh, he pulled it right off. It's almost 9 a.m. and I want to show you what's been going on with Stella. So this is part of, I guess, like a mat of fur that I just cut off of her. It's taken me several days to cut this off of her in small pieces, and I finally got the last of it today. And the only way I was able to cut it off of her was by giving her a churu spread all around a plate so she has something to concentrate on, because cats have a hard time multitasking. So if she's concentrating on eating the churu, then I was able to get back here and cut out her mat. I don't know if you could see it. This is where Stella had a mat of fur. This is where Stella had a mat of fur. She's very conscious of it. She doesn't want me to show it to you. So it actually started when we were dealing with fleas a few months ago. And I don't know if it was from how she was grooming herself or what, but I noticed that there was a mat of fur forming on both sides of her, on her left side and on her right side. She was the only cat that had something like that. And over time, I noticed that they got bigger. Now, I did try to comb them out. I could not comb them out with the flea comb. I tried to brush them out. I could not brush them out. And anytime I tried to get near them, Stella was not happy and she would, try to bite and scratch me. So I was like, okay, then, we'll just deal with it the best that we can. So then over time, they got bigger. They're like not the size of a walnut, a little bit bigger than, I don't know, maybe like half the size of a walnut. Like they're bigger than an almond, but not as big as a walnut. So I don't know what would fall in there. But so it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have to cut them out. So on one side of her, I was able to cut it off really easily. And that's been cut off for a few weeks now. And then there was just this one side remaining. It was kind of like a round dreadlock on her. That's the best way that I could describe it. So it got to the point where I was like, the only way we're getting this off is by cutting it off. And as her fur kept growing, there was more and more space underneath it to cut off, because as the fur was growing in, it wasn't matted underneath it. So I got a very small pair of scissors and I tried cutting it off, but she didn't like it. She tried to bite and scratch me. So I was like, okay, this is not going to be good. So anytime I was able to distract her a little bit, I tried to cut a little bit of it off. So it was like, okay, a little piece here, a little piece there. And then I was down to about a third of it, and I was finally able to get the last of it off of her today by giving her the chew-roo. So really happy. Her fur will grow back in those areas, but she doesn't have to deal with like that matted fur on her. It's very strange how she got that. None of the other cats have that. So I definitely think it was related to how she was grooming herself. So just really happy I was able to finally cut it off of her this morning. Here's Boo. He's in his office. I opened the window for him this morning so he could smell the air. It's getting really cold at night. Like yesterday, it was down to 55 last night, so I shut all the windows. And I definitely need to put fresh straw in the outside shelters. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Normally, I do that in October, but what I'm noticing this year is I feel like the leaves are starting to turn earlier than they normally do. I was driving somewhere the other day and I was like, wow, the trees are already turning yellow. Like the green leaves are turning yellow. So I feel like it's early this year. It's almost 10 a.m. and here's Simba. He's in Boo's room. And the landscapers showed up this morning, so none of the cats have eaten their breakfast yet because they don't like to eat when the landscapers are here. And I usually wait until they're gone before I feed the cats, so they're just about to have their breakfast. Here's Boo. He's on the cat scratcher. The cats love this cat scratcher, but I hate all of the little pieces of cardboard that go everywhere. I have to vacuum today. Hey, Boo. I'm giving Oliver his second plate of food. That's his first plate. He ate it so fast. So he was already on his way to the driveway, and I was like, do you want more food? And I pointed to the plates, and he knew exactly what I was talking about because he came back here. This is where he hangs out and waits for his food, unless he's on a patio chair. If he's on a patio chair, he waits on a patio chair. But if he's somewhere else, he likes to hang out here under the plant stand. I just came inside, and there he goes. Now that the nights are getting colder, he needs more calories, and I don't know where else he's eating or anything, so. I usually end up feeding him almost twice what the other cats get, because, you know, the other cats are inside cats, and they don't have the same calorie requirements as an outside cat, especially now that the weather's getting colder. And also, I think Cousin Oliver is still getting bigger. Like, he was smaller when he first started coming around a few months ago. So I think he's not even like 18 months old yet, because I still say that cats continue to grow until they're 18 months to 2 years old. And he's bigger than he was previously. So I think he was still a growing kitten when he arrived here. Just like the Lucky 7, you know, they were not fully grown cats yet, and they continued to grow. I think that's what's going on with him also. I don't think he's just the tiny cat that showed up here. So that's another reason why I want to make sure he gets extra food. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Nancy's sitting next to this scale. Let's see what's going on downstairs. Everyone ate their food except for that one plate that's only like half eaten. So that's good. The meal was a success. Sammy likes to watch Cousin Oliver from the back door. Nancy's watching also. So everyone's been on smaller portions, especially in the morning. Everyone only gets 2 to 2.25 ounces of food in the morning now. And that seems to be a good amount that fills the cats up, like they're not still hungry, but no one's been vomiting from eating too much food. So we're continuing with that. And then they get pretty much the same amount of dinner. And then a few hours after dinner, when I want to go to bed, they get another little snack. And that helps nobody wake me up in the middle of the night or in the morning. It's 11:15 a.m. I'm coming downstairs to look for my phone. And I just saw this. So it seems that 4 members of the Lucky 7 have a spider. The question is, where did they get it from? Sammy has it in her mouth right now. Did they get it off the palm tree in the living room? Because there was not a spider down here. I can't leave spiders down here for the cats because Sammy takes them too seriously. Now I'll let them play with it. Here's little Eva. But I hope they did not steal it from Boo's room. It looks like whatever spider they have does not have a stick on it, which makes me think it's the spider from the palm tree. It could be the spider from the kitchen, because the spider from the kitchen has been broken off of that string several times. Ziggy is sitting next to the flea trap, and I just checked those today, and there's like no fleas in the flea traps. We are very close to being near the end of flea season, which I'm so happy about, because now I'm only flea combing the cats like once a day, and I'm not vacuuming every day, only like every other day or so. It just makes it so much better because it frees up a lot of time. During the height of flea season, I was spending like 2 hours a day between combing the cats, vacuuming the house, doing laundry, cleaning stuff. What happened to the spider? What happened to the spider? Where did it go? Here's the spider on the palm tree, so it's not this spider. Here's the wand from the spider toy in the kitchen, and as you can see, the string is cut, and there's no spider hanging here. So this is the spider that they have downstairs. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.